Hi, beautiful people. How are y'all today? Hope everybody's good. Um, I feel blessed and highly favored, and I hope you feel that way also. I'm a little stuffy, puffy and stuff. I had a rough weekend. Not a rough weekend. I had a fun weekend, but yeah. Just need to rest and get ready to go back into work mode. Um, yeah, love my job, love it, and I'm thankful every day that God blessed me with this job. But I want to expand eventually, and hopefully, work for myself. That's to me the bestest, right? So, anyways, let's think about something to make a video on, and there was a couple of things, and I actually wasn't gonna make it now because I was into my music. But I was like, no, let me do this because, committed to the process, sharing my thoughts and my soul and my experience, and hoping that maybe it'll be a blessing to somebody else. So this video I'm gonna name Surrogates, right? And it's a simple concept, right? I was having a discussion with my oldest child. Well, she's not a child; she's a woman now. But we were just talking about, like, somehow we got on the subject of Facebook, and I was just like, I personally, my experience with Facebook, negative, negative, and so this is when it was first coming out. So I don't know, but I peeped in here and there, and still not something that I don't know. It's just like the atmosphere of it is just so I can't put my finger on it. I can. I'm about to put my finger on it. I'm about to put my finger on it. Okay, so Facebook. I found out about Facebook because my ex-husband got a friend request from for a unknown female. And I guess it was like he said it was one of his friend's sisters. And I'm just like, wow, I know you quite some time, didn't know her. young, silly stuff. Y'all, I still ain't got my tooth fixed, but that's coming. So, but whatever, it's funny to me now because I made it to the other side. When I was experiencing these things, it was traumatic. It was very traumatic, right? And, like, I don't hold any grudges towards him. Like, that was his process. That's what he had to, experience and go through. So be it. But, like, it was some random chick friend requesting him. And, yeah, so it popped up on his phone. And I was like, it's like, you have a friend request from Bukisha on Facebook. And I'm like, who the fuck is Bukisha? And what the fuck is his Facebook? So, like, I ended up doing my little investigation. You know how we can be women when we, be with somebody, especially in a marriage, you start investigating shit. Okay, y'all. Okay, we got a random grown ass white dude talking to kids. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure ain't nothing happened to none of these babies on my watch. That's what I'm saying. But yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So I experienced Facebook. That's how I found out about it. And so I ended up looking at it, and I'm like, okay, what is it? Like, you know what I'm saying? And, like, I made the decision to join it, right? Like, let me see what this is about. And I was on it for, I want to say, it seems like it was 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And I hopped back off. Like, I couldn't do it. So what I noticed on Facebook is, like, so I live in a small town, and you see a lot of people, that I guess once you connect with somebody, they connect you with other people and other people and other people. And it's just like, to me, the casting that people can do, like the projection of what they are projecting their life to be and what their life really is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like, I know some of these people. Like, I don't know all your intricate day-to-days, but like some of them I knew very personally, and I'm like, well, damn, your Facebook timeline don't match up to your real life, what I see in real life. Not at all. Not at all. So like, you know, like somebody who's a very negative, toxic person, but they posting stuff like they one of the most positive people on the planet, and like it's nothing but good and rain and sunshines. I'm like, rainbows, and no, that's not the truth, right? So I see a lot of surrogacy. I see a lot of people presenting themselves as something that they're not. They're not at all. And I don't prefer deception, right? I don't care for deception. Like, the true you is going to be revealed at one point or the other, right? So we all have work to do. You be best spending your time doing the work on yourself to become the best version of yourself, because whatever you are is going to be revealed at some point, right? And so, yeah, I'm looking at all the fuckery, and I guess I've never really been one who's like, I'm not sure if I've engaged in fakery at times. I'm sure I was. I think the longest I did it was when I was in the church. But other than that, I just want to be who I am, right? And I try to be honest about who I am. But it's been a progression, right? Like, I've definitely done some goofy shit in the past, right? Some questionable shit, right? But nothing. I can't say I veered to ever really do something that wasn't true to who I was, you know, at whatever phase in my life, you know. So and it's so funny because that's what I got rejected for, was always being true to me. But it's good, you know, because I appreciate it. In the long term, I feel so good that I chose me over other people and what other people perceived me to be, right? Or wanted me to be, or whatever. So, to say all that, like, yeah, I remember one time I was going through, like, it was one of the many trials that I've been through in the past. It was a lot, right? It was a lot. It was another one of those breakdown, like, everything was being deconstructed and everything was just not good. And, you know, I needed somebody to talk to. So I reached out to somebody and I was just looking for support, right? But I think what I noticed, because, you know, when I talk about the Facebook thing, my ex ended up having several different women on Facebook, inboxing, DMing, and it's like, you know, it's all these different women. Mind you, my ex, I got married to him at 19. I knew him since I was 16. I didn't know him his whole life, right? I think I was maybe 20. I don't know, 19 or 20. But I didn't know him his whole life, right? But I knew enough about him to know who his circles was. So it was always some new female popping up in the Facebook feed. And it's always somebody you went to school with, or somebody. And you know, the weird thing about it was like, wow, like, do these people realize you're married? It's weird when you are in a marriage and nobody who your spouse is associated with is interested in having a relationship with you or getting to know you, or yeah, they just act like you're non-existent, right? So maybe that's what he was projecting. I don't know, right? So anyways, y'all gotta bear with me. I'm feeling a little pressure in the head today. But yeah, yeah, I encountered a lot of different females on Facebook, you know, and it always bothered me because here I was, this working mom, you know, going through a unsatisfying marriage, very unhappy, not feeling the love that I was given was being reciprocated, you know, just not feeling appreciated at all. And then you go onto this Facebook feed and you see all these, you know, chicks posing in their sexiest outfits and puckering their lips, and yeah, they're getting all kinds of hearty eyes underneath them, and like every shot is a glamour shot. Like, damn, what do they do? So, for example, I don't know if any of y'all like got into Lipstick Alley or like Sandra Rose, but like at one point they did, like, they showed Laura Govan, And Laura Govan was trying to act like she had taught her kids, like she had homeschooled her kids, and then she was trying to act like she was cooking too, right? But somebody noticed in the pic she was stirring in a pot. It wasn't shit in that pot, or it was like the pot wasn't on or something. So she had this, she had this thing where she was like trying to look like super mom, and she was like, oh, I cook and I do this, but it wasn't shit in the pot cooking, just like the wooden spoon and the pan. And I'm just like, who the fuck does this, right? Who the fuck does this? On Facebook, I noticed people engage a lot on Facebook, but they didn't communicate in real fucking life. In real life, right? So, for example, like in my neighborhood, there was somebody who, a woman who walked up and down the street. I think she looked familiar. She looked like somebody I went to school with, right? And I would see her, and I guess she was out, doing her walks. Now, I was, at that time, I was really into exercise, really into getting myself back into shape. And for the couple of weeks that I was on Facebook, I was trying to think of something to post, and we had went to work out, and I put, exercise, and put something about like it's hard work, but it's worth it. Somewhere in that realm, I can't remember. Mind you, I had seen this person walk up and down my street several times, right? I'm not a person who is nosy. I don't give a fuck about what anybody else is doing as long as it's not going to be any shit tumbling over onto my situation, right? Respect yourself, respect others, basically. Within reason, right? Like, if you're not out there on some trash hurting some kids or putting motherfuckers in danger, and it's something that I can do, to prevent that, whatever that is, whether it's a call to the police, whatever the fuck it is, but yeah, I typically mind my own business, but I did, since I have eyes and I'm here, you observe stuff. So I've noticed this woman walking up and down the street, and I'm like, dang, she looks familiar. She looks like she went to school with me, right? Mind you, the whole time she's going up and down the street, she never looked my way. She never even acknowledged like she knew me, but I was just like, she looks so familiar. I can put my finger on it. So, yeah, I made the post about the workout, and then all of a sudden this post come in, and it's this woman. She was like, yeah, I walk past your house all the time. You should come walk with me sometimes. And I'm like, you see me and you walk past the house all the time, why don't you stop by and say something face to face? Like, why is this the first time you actually said something to me is on Facebook? I mean, that may seem trivial to y'all, but you have to understand where I'm going with this. I've seen a married couple. They practically live together. Like they practically live together, right? And it was a dysfunctional, fucked up marriage. It was. And like these mugs was arguing on Facebook, like literally, like they didn't pick up the phone and call each other. They was arguing on Facebook, y'all. Instead of old dude pulling up to the crib and having a discussion with his wife. They arguing his wife. They're arguing on Facebook, right? I'm like, what kind of fuckery is this? Right? So what I see on Facebook is a lot of fronting, a lot of messiness, a lot of creep shit, a lot of weird shit. I mean, it's a big platform. I know a lot of people use it. As for me, I couldn't do it. Then I noticed that I start, in the 2-week time span or however long I was on there, I start looking for random shit to post, right? Like, I'm like, what am I gonna post that? And then here where the trap goes. Like, if you don't know who you are and you're not sure of yourself, you are gonna start projecting an image that's not authentic to you. It's not true to who you really are and what you're experiencing. And I started to realize, like, I'm gonna be tempted to post things that aren't authentic to me, right? And then because I'm not generally a fake person, I wouldn't say at all, but it's been a long journey, y'all, so I don't know. But as of this point, I'm not fake. I code switch when I have to. Code switching and fakeness is two different things. Fakeness is just being fake for no reason. Code switching, unfortunately, is something that us black people have to do, because a lot of times we're made to be ashamed of who we really are in employment atmospheres or whatever. A lot of times we have had to suppress who we are out of a fear of being judged, or not just being judged for being black and having your black energy, your essence as an African person, as an African American, right? So code switching is different, right? But then, but like I said, I've seen people whose lives are absolutely not what they're posting, not what they're posting. And the deception is so scary because I've seen it. So I wonder how many people have like met with people and got together with people and connected with people, and became entangled with them, like maybe in a relationship or maybe in like a friendship or a business deal, and this person wasn't shit that they was projecting, right? So that's why y'all gotta read between the lines. But I remember what I was saying, I think before I stopped, is I called somebody because I was constantly running into my ex, and having other women on his page and, liking and whatever, hearty eyes, whatever the fuck he was doing. It was like, I don't know. I mean, just the shit that was going on, right? And it did cause me to feel insecure because I'm like, well, damn, I'm starting to, and mind you, I was way younger then. Like, I was like in my early 20s, mid 20s, maybe late. And I was just like, well, damn, like, this is me. This is who I am. I'm not, you see me every day in my raw state, like taking care of kids, stressing out, crying, or not crying. I'm not that much of a cry. I believe in crying, but I don't cry that often. I'm not a cry baby. I'll say that. I'll cry when necessary. But yeah, like, what you're doing. Like, I'm unsatisfied. I'm unhappy. You're not doing anything to make me happy, but you can sit up on this computer screen and, look at these women and give them the attention that I deserve as your wife, right? I deserve it, right? And so I just started to feel like, maybe my life wasn't that interesting. Maybe it was something wrong with me, because I'm looking at all these people, and these bitches is the baddest bitches on the planet, all day, every day. So I'm saying that to say, oh yeah. Give me 1 second, y'all. Yeah, so I'm saying that to say, just surrogacy, fakeness. There was this Bruce Willis movie. I can't think of what it's called. I think it was called Surrogate. Yeah, and like the people actually bought robots to go out to represent them while they sat at home strapped to this damn the chair and shit. And the people was out, like, sending robots out. Like, it was their representative. Maybe that's what I said. Surrogate or representative, right? And, and the woman was like, she got harsh with me. She's like, don't do that. Don't look at their Facebook picture and think they have it easy, because you don't know what they're going through. And it was like, I was like, excuse me, ma'am? Like, I'm not... Huh? So it took me a while to figure out why that bothered me, right? No, I don't know what the fuck they're going through. I don't. Because they're not being honest about what they're going through and who they are and what they're experiencing. They're projecting a false image. So that's all I have to perceive. That's it, right? That's what they're projecting for me to see. I don't know what they're going through because they're not telling the truth about who they are, right? And so... yeah, like somebody else brought that up, and it just dinged in my head that why that shit always bothered me. Like, I don't know what they're going through. They're not showing the truth of who they are and what they're experiencing. So how can I empathize with what they're going through? But at the same time, they're sharing this shit because this is what they want us to see, right? Apparently. Hold on. And so, I don't know. It's just a sad place to be. Like, in 2021, if you choose to stay fake, if you choose to stay sleep, if you choose to continue to operate in an inauthentic way, it just, to me, you willfully are doing it at this point, because it just, I mean, there's too much opening up. There's too much going on for you to still be trying to project a false image, right? I mean, because if you're projecting a false image, then that means you really don't love who you are. You're hiding who you are, and you're putting out a false image. And then in putting out that deception, you're causing some to stumble, right? Because Like, I'm strong. I'm gonna pull through whatever the hell I experience. That's what it's been, and by the grace of God, that's what it will continue to be. I will seek and I will find and I will learn, right? But it's some weak people out there. It's some broken people out there who see that shit, and it just makes them feel even more worthless. You know, when their life is probably better than yours, but you out here putting out some fake shit. And motherfuckers want to be like, you don't know what they're going through. No, and we will never know because they're not being transparent and honest about who they are. So anyways, that was just a thought I had. Surrogates, representatives. Who's your surrogate? Who's your representative? Are you really who you say you are? All right. Thank you, and I hope you have a blessed day.